H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks and sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's a crazy, crazy, crazy night. I was up half the night. Y'all, I didn't get much sleep. People calling me from all over the world, talking about the NBA and the trades and stuff like this. Y'all, we got till 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that's one. So in an hour from now, the trade deadline will be over. And guess what? We don't know what's going to happen in this hour. Did y'all believe what happened last night? I'm trying to see where I'm going to start. Y'all, hold up. I'm getting my notes right. Make sure, first of all, shout out, it's Baby Friday. Let me shout out my starting five. And my starting five are special people, the first five people who sign up to either the YouTube or the Facebook feed. And we like to acknowledge y'all every single day. We got Jeremy Davis, we got D. Holcomb, we got Dale Griggs, we got Corey Willis, we got Morris Parsons in the building. And my sixth man of the day is Status Moody. Oh, wait, from Chicago. He said Chicago Public League boys and girls Final Four this weekend. Shout out to Chicago and the Chicago Public League basketball girls. See, they do a city league. Well, Houston don't do it. We just go straight to state. Happy Baby Friday to everybody, because the Chop Shop is not aired on Friday, so we consider this our Friday. Let's see what we got. I'm doing great today, Miss Jonikin. I'm doing great today. Hey, Brandy. What's up, Arnetta Jackson? How you doing? Who else we got on there? Daryl Anderson said Robert Hatter, he cruising in Mexico with his wine from, boy, look at him. He cruising down Mexico, him and his wife, Tony, with a bottle of Solomon and Brian wine. Unbelievable. I love it. We have a guest coming on today, y'all. Text, tag, tell a friend. Y'all gonna want to hear. I want y'all asking questions today. I don't want y'all sitting back. If you're soft, get off the show today. I got a guest today. I want y'all to ask him some hard questions. He's been in the summer basketball. He's been in grassroots basketball. We've been having grassroots basketball problems. Let's ask questions today. Hey, Sonia, Simeon Sam, what's going on? Joe Lewis, I see you. Mate, how you doing? Patrick Punch, what's up, baby? Tyrone, I see you. Yeah, that's my man in the background. That's him in the background. Yes. That's him. He about to put his arm around me. Yeah. So mess with me. He got my back. Yeah, I got somebody who really got my back. What's up, Jerry Jones? Mr. Sullivan, what's going on, baby? Leah's in the building. Tina, y'all, all of my girls in there. Hold up, fellas. All my girls in the building today. I move. Okay, son, y'all move. There he is. Y'all want to see him. Yeah. I'm still mad at him, though. Morris said he made the starting five for the first time. Let me see. What's up, Jason Peters? Mindy, what's up? Who is the cutest? That's my grandson. That's y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all his name now. I'm gonna tell. First, I didn't tell you his name, right? My daughter came on there and gave it away. My daughter is from Memphis. It's my daughter. She's from Memphis. So she moved to L.A. She live in L.A. now. That's where my grandson lives. So she's always hiking up all the trails all the time and riding her bike up and down the trails and hiking up and down the trail. She met a guy a few years back. Guess what? He was from Memphis, right? Guess what? They get engaged. They do all of this stuff. They have a baby. So guess what? They named the baby Memphis. So his name is Memphis Cortez. All right, so I gave it to you, Memphis Cortez. That's him. That's that boy. That's my dude back there. Rick said greetings from Southside. Okay, let's see. Tina Hatter, if you answered, I didn't hear it. So the name, did you pick this? No, I didn't pick it. They picked it. Hey, y'all, I'm telling you, I wish I could have invited everybody to the baby shower. Y'all gotta understand that's my first baby shower. And I I really didn't a best friend planned it, but I took care of the venue and stuff like that and make sure we had the right venue and stuff. It was the most amazing gathering. It was amazing gathering. But I'm trying to get my lights right now. Leah, she said, I need information. Oh, okay. Leah, that is Moody. That's Leah. Y'all try to figure. I'm gonna hook y'all up. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure y'all hook up, Leah. I'm glad. See, this is what I love about the Chop Shop. Let me keep going down. Let me see. Jeremy might have something to say. Just when Jock Bond seemed to get a fair shot at coaching a real basketball team. Okay, I like that, Jeremy. Jeremy, I like that. All my let me see. Hey man, is Brooklyn cursed? We gonna talk about all that. I like that. They ain't cursed. They ain't cursed. They ain't cursed. They don't. Hey, I guess they know what they're doing. Y'all gotta understand. When them big people, them billionaires make them billionaire problems to us, y'all. We just got to go. We just got to go with the flow. You follow me? So let's see. Let's see. Hold up, man. Jason P. I'm just going down. Now you get I got to find it, Mindy. So let me see where I'm gonna start today. I see where y'all want to start. Who got I didn't get awakened. I was up all night because I knew somebody warned me, said, Robert, it's gonna be a crazy night in the NBA. Somebody warned me. Trying to blend me and old Memphis in back there. They told me Robert, it's gonna be a crazy night in the NBA. So I stayed up all night. I'm talking to people on the phone all over the country. It just it was crazy, right? We talked about Westbrook yesterday. We kind of hinted that. Come on, man. I told y'all he was really out of pocket. And I couldn't say he's gonna get traded because it didn't nobody give me no, real, didn't tell me. But you kind of read it. But first of all, yesterday, Jake Crowder with his whining ass. Let me put this on so y'all can know what I'm talking about. He didn't even show up on his team this year. I don't care where he go. I'm mad at him. He didn't even show up for his team. And all the team, get what he told the team. The team didn't promise me a starting position. They're going to put Cam Johnson over me. I'm not going to show up for work. That's what that did. I'm reading too fast. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to slow down. I'm trying to get it. I got a guest coming on, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna read. When y'all tell me to slow down, when my girls tell me to slow down, I'm slowing down. Okay, but I got to give homage to share the show. Have anybody shared the show this Friday? What the hell's going on? Y'all talking about the way I'm talking and going over. So have y'all shared the show? I didn't share it. Let's share the show now. Okay, all right. This is what I got. Let's do this. Dirk Minifield, who's been on this show before, great friend of mine. He said, read Tina's question again. Let's go back. Let's go back to Tina's question. No, what is he going to call you? No, he going to call me Chief, Big Chief. I'm Big Chief, baby. He going to call me Chief. Yeah, that's how he going to do it. He ain't calling me no Papa and all that. I'm Chief. Yes. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, and I came up with that. I don't want no Papa and G-Pop and all that old mess. Yeah. Call me what, he could call me what he wanted to. I just can't wait to get him on the golf course, y'all. That's go. Whoa, can you imagine? Got my son on there, and I got to get him on there. So, all right, let me get to this. Shout out to Dirk Minifield yesterday. Yesterday, Tina, was the anniversary of him and that famous dunk. And I got to show it to you yesterday. I meant to show it yesterday, but we went on too fast. But Dirk Minifield, this is his dunk that everybody went crazy over. He went to the NBA, played in the NBA, played for the Rockets, played for a lot of teams. Now he's working with the Players Association, helping the transition and the guys who, get off the wrong track, get off on the wrong track. He helped them get back on the right track. Been on the show several times, talked to him almost every week. This is the anniversary of his famous dunk. Hey, y'all. I did an update this morning on my software, and they fixed that problem. Now I can come right back without being moved. Hey, man, I don't like that pawpaw. I told you, Eric. But, Eric, let's go. Let's go. Jeremy, if he isn't all the blame, he surely shares some of the blame. Kyrie said they're too petty on and off the court. I mean, we don't know. We wasn't there. You follow me? And I know, and I love for y'all having y'all opinions about what happened to KD and Kyrie and all that. But let me tell you something. The trade deadline got off with, it was a bang. It was a bang, bang, bang. Y'all got to start. If no GM, I'm going to put it like this. Can I help y'all a little bit? I'm no GM, okay? But if I had Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden on my team, and you end up trading all three, but you don't get back any all-stars in return, you have failed as an organization, Brooklyn Nets. The fans should be livid. I don't know if it was personal. I don't know what the hell was going on up there. But this had to be the greatest underachiever in team sports. You get all of them guys. It's just unbelievable, man. I was thinking about them going down. Professional sports personalities. I'm just thinking about, we're going to go there. We're going to get back and talk about that. But this is my message to any young person, any professional sports personalities right now. Okay. Please stay aware of what you are doing and saying at all times, because we have people who are out here jealous of your success and will take advantage in a heartbeat. Michael Irvin disappears to be some of that old Rosewood stuff, y'all. I ain't taking up for Mike. I don't know what happened, but y'all, I saw some stuff and I'm going to share it. First, I didn't want to share it, but some things that happened in that I did not like. Let's see. Is Jameson Morrow on here? I want to talk to him because Jameson, y'all remember when I think the University of St. Thomas University, not in Houston, somewhere else, Mate, they came up there talk when Ben Crump, they put Ben Crump as the first African American to have their name on a law school, and I saw that post was in error, and the post was in error. But let me clarify something, because when something happened, when I find out something, and because I got on them about giving false information but I found out something, and it might help y'all understand it. Okay. Ben Crump is the first, yes, active practicing attorney to have a law school named after him as a black lawyer and civil rights activist. So that the tweet was wrong, and we did right to call the tweet out, but he is the first active practicing. Okay, so thank you, Morris. You was up on top of it. I just wanted to come back, because I just wanted to come back and correct it, And I got 3 keys to success for you. Okay, I got 3 keys to success. Y'all need to write these down. Hey, Naisha, Rodney Terry just got a raise. He did. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I've been NBA inundated. Jeremy Cunningham, tell me what Rodney Terry just got. I don't know. Tell me what he got. Put it on the screen, or put the article on the screen so somebody can do. But I got 3 keys to success. Somebody sent this last night. You know, when somebody sent me something, I shared it with you. They said, choose friends that will help you get to your goal. Read books that will take you to your destiny. And eat things that will keep your body in shape to get there. So ain't no use in having all of this stuff and having all these goals and having all of this success if your body don't hold up to enjoy it. Somebody told me that last night. Take care of your bodies. Vanderbilt beat Tennessee. Shout out to Jerry Stackhouse, because a couple of my friends, you know, and it kind of gets me. It kind of gets me. Because some of the guys that look like me, man, what's wrong with your boy Stackhouse? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? See, y'all, I can become a coach. Jerry Stackhouse can become a coach. Penny Hardaway can become a coach. But we still going to be who we are. Jerry Stackhouse was a fiery player. So, of course, he going to get, just because he's a coach. And Stackhouse, he beat Tennessee. Vanderbilt beat Tennessee. Tennessee was supposed to be a Final Four team. Okay? Y'all follow me? He beat Rick Barnes. That's what I like. Okay. Now, let me keep going. New Suns owner, Matt Ishbia, he delivered a hell of a first day press conference on the job. He brought, think about it, his first day on the job. He just had the press conference at 12 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I'm going to give you part of the press conference. And later that night, he done went and got Kevin Durant. We're going to talk about that. Marquette must not be, must have been too physical last night too, because UConn got beat by Marquette. They must have been too physical. I can't believe the refs at Marquette play football and let them play football last night. I'm messing with Gino Ariemo. You follow me? Yeah, Tennessee failed now. Yeah, they failed. Y'all just maybe the game has passed old Gino on, by the way. All you Gino fans, I know y'all like him. Jimmy love him. Jimmy tried to take up for him yesterday. But it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So a lot going on in Arizona today. What you mean? What you mean, Mindy? What's going on in Arizona today? Talk to us. Talk about Kevin Durant, Super Bowl, Michael Irving. Yes, it is. I mean, which thing? Hey, Anissa, which thing's going on today? Mindy, they caught your eye, and I wanna share some. I gotta share some. I got Black History. I got to get this stuff. Oh, I got to get this stuff out of me. I got to get it out. Katie. Okay, let's go. Up all night. I mean, girl, let me tell you something. We talk. I mean, I'm talking to everybody all over the country, right? Just talking, getting ready. Jimmy, come on in. I'm talking to people all night. I didn't get no sleep because I'm working. I'm doing some things. Kind of private right now. I'll let y'all know when I get back. But I'm doing some things. I'm up all night. I mean, I'm meetings all day. It's just a lot of stuff going on, right? So I just want to share some. If you couldn't trade Kevin Durant in 2 months like they tried to do, how could you trade him in 2 days? Just follow me here a little bit, y'all. This feels rushed to me. Just giving y'all my opinion. It still feels rushed to me. If you go back a couple of years ago, y'all, the Brooklyn Nets had 3 all-time greats on their team. It's a couple of years ago. 2 former MVPs. Okay. in the prime of their careers, they had Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant. None of these guys are there. Listen to me, y'all. And the best player that you got in return was Mikal Bridges. I love Mikal Bridges. Ain't that Chris Walker's boy? Villanova. His mama worked for the Philadelphia 76ers. I think Mikal Bridges is a fantastic player, but in today's NBA, it's all about, I keep telling y'all, star power. And I know y'all don't understand it. Y'all keep thinking these little, not these, ancillary pieces or this and or that, but I keep telling y'all the NBA is about star power. Okay, so you had 3 all-time greats on your roster, and the best player that you can get in return was Mikal Bridges. It's amazing to me how the Phoenix Suns, I just thinking about, were able to pull this off, Jimmy Hicks, without ridding themselves of DeAndre Ayton. It's crazy to me to get rid of Kevin Durant, and the best player you get is Mikal Bridges. You got rid of Kyrie Irving, and the best player you got out of that deal was Spencer Dinwiddie. You get rid of James Harden, and the best player you get in return is question mark Ben Simmons. I know Jimmy, he loves Ben, so Jimmy gonna take up for him. If I'm a Brooklyn Net fan, Jimmy Hicks, today, I had no idea. I have no idea how they feeling right now. I'm gonna help y'all out. I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna help y'all out. I got something for you. Rudy Gobert, Jimmy, got a bigger return than Kevin Durant. Rudy Gobert. What is this league coming to, man? Help me understand. And then, what's going on with this league? Thomas Bryant was bitching and crying at the Lakers because AD came back and his minutes got Thomas Bryant. Man, what's wrong with these guys in this league, man? This is unbelievable. But I just had to throw that in there because somebody texted me and said, he mad because AD came back. And now he got traded, I think, to Denver. Now he got to play Joker. So now he'll never play. At least AD get hurt every now and then, Jimmy. But man, I just don't understand it, man. This league, I don't. And Jimmy, LeBron, before I go, LeBron waking up last night. I saw this. Hold up, y'all. This how LeBron woke up. He woke Rob Pelinka up like this morning, Jimmy. Like, hold up. Wake up. I said, wake up. Sleepy time's over, little motherfucker. Let's go. Wake up. I said, wake the fuck up. Sleepy time's over, little motherfucker. Let's go. Jimmy, he woke Rob Pelinka up because the Lakers made a trade. Jimmy, the Lakers said, I got to get it. LeBron put that pistol in his mouth and said, man, what's the hell going on? LeBron said, get this damn fool we just got through talking about yesterday, Jimmy. You talk about all that. We need a refresh. And remember, hey, hold up. I saw LeBron on the bench. That might have sent me something. Telling AD during that game, man, no matter what happened, man, I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I wonder what he was saying that for. I love you, bro.
No, no. What come out of that is remember the stuff that happened with Russell Westbrook, the last straw we talked about yesterday. I said that is hard. You already went after this coach. That wasn't the first time. Now you went after him at halftime of a game that did not need your distraction at all. This was LeBron James' moment, this game against OKC. So during the beef at halftime, and even before leading up to that, Anthony Davis was just totally fed up with Russell Westbrook. So his energy that looked like he was shooting at LeBron and not celebrating and not clapping out his buckets, he had checked out. Like he was at AD was at the point where, you know what? I think they need to trade me or get this dude up out of here because it's really, really, and it was obvious. So AD went a whole entire day receiving that, and they caught him. The video shows what his energy was lacking. Well, come to find out, he was tapped out from after repeatedly trying to calm and walk Russell Westbrook off the plank to the point where, sometimes if two people beefing and you trying to get them to sit your ass down somewhere, man, and then all of a sudden now it turns between you and him when when you was trying to be peacemaker. I know guys that got killed on the streets for trying to be peacemaker and settle somebody else's beef just by going to talk. So this is where from what I got, the space from where AD was occupying, what we saw the other night. And so now that's what I'm saying.
Still, think about it. Okay. I'm glad you went there. LeBron was responsible for bringing that bad dope on the team.
Okay,
LeBron,
he
no.
acknowledged that. He already acknowledged that error months ago.
I don't know, but I'm acknowledging it again.
No, but LeBron has acknowledged.
What the hell you keep getting mad at the dope? If somebody introduced me to a crazy ass woman, I'm not finna get mad at the woman. I'm going back, man. Don't you ever introduce me to nobody ever no more.
No, but at a certain time, after a certain point, after you didn't acknowledge the error, and then after a while you try to help, hey man, we got to do better. Then you have that talk with them. After a while, some people, some leaders, when they stop talking to you, then that's when you need to worry. So LeBron's at the space where he had stopped talking to Russ. And
I ain't talking about Russ. I'm talking about AD, dude. You got me wrong. I'm talking about AD mad at Russ, but LeBron the one brought Russ in there. I'd be mad at LeBron.
They way past that marker though, Hannah. They was past that marker. That was a marker.
But I'm still mad at him.
They passed that. They thought they was at rock bottom earlier this season when Westbrook didn't want to take that 6-man role, when he was put up a tantrum after tantrum. Remember, he didn't want to go check in the game,
dude.
And so they thought they was past that. They thought, sometimes you think you're at rock bottom, then you really ain't.
No. I mean, I ain't no use in being mad at it. You know what you got in Russ. You know who Russ was.
That's the whole thing, though, Howard. Sometimes.
And David, why you mad at somebody if you know if you know the person gonna do something? I mean,
yeah, but once again, in the act of sometimes when you are trying to do offer constructive criticism to somebody or educate them or be the veteran to this guy or whatnot, and this guy disrespects you, then it's like, Jimmy, you done went to bat for him. You done went to bat for him multiple times.
He showed you who he was. He called.
Well, eventually everybody
know who he was. He called the dude who helped him go to the finals of Cupcake, talking negative about Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook got a history, man. So I guess you said, but if somebody got to learn how to manage that, and guess what? You have to manage. LeBron, you brought this damn fool on our team. I'm going at LeBron. You can go at Russ all you want to, because that'll make you want to get refreshed. Because you talking about, well, I need to be refreshed from him. Your ass need to be refreshed from LeBron.
Remember, earlier at the beginning of this season, and earlier this year, more than once, remember LeBron had went, and it was rumored, or it was reported, and or that LeBron wanted certain trades to try to advocate for certain trades to go down. and the latest one being this Kyrie Irving. Well, that thing was the Lakers. Man, we ain't listening to you. No, we gave you a couple.
They tried to get Kyrie. Jimmy, don't get it twisted. They tried to get Kyrie Irving. Don't you think they did?
I understand that. They tried to get him on their own and came to pick the dudes. They didn't want to send him to the Lakers. They didn't want to reward him.
There you go. They tried to get him.
Reward him, but you rewarded him anyway. You know, because of Luka. You know what it remind me of? Kyrie Irving going to Dallas. It takes me back 20 years from ago, 21 years ago. And those who were around grassroots basketball would totally understand this example of this atmosphere I'm about to give you guys. A good little story. Back in around 2002, Houston, we had one of the most loved, at the time, everybody loved him. He couldn't do no wrong. Kind of like Luka. He was young, and he could play, but everybody loved him. Wherever he went, everybody loved him, and nobody could do no wrong. Well, that version of Luka in Houston as a high school, I'm just giving it, was Daniel Gibson. Daniel Gibson could do no wrong. Everybody loved Daniel, no matter what. It wasn't but two sneaker lines back then, Adidas and Nike. So it wasn't like you had to worry about Under Armour and Puma and New Balance and all this other stuff. But still, no matter what, everybody loved Daniel Gibson. Well, so what happens? There was a kid in Houston that just as much as people loved Daniel Gibson, he was equally despised, or the word, for the lesser term of the word, hated. You know, the basketball version of him I'm talking about was hated or despised. People could not stand his guts on the court. And that was Tack Minor. Mm-hmm. So Tack Minor, remember, for whatever the court.
I'm trying to see where you're going with this. Come on.
Like people, so Kyrie Irving, just as much as he was in this today's basketball in the recent months, how much he's been despised, how much he's been antagonized, how much he's been hated by the media and fans alike. Right?
Jimmy got most votes on the All-Star game.
I say in the past few months, and during the pandemic on, from the pandemic upward, in the recent years, recent months, how they felt. Kyrie Irving, there's no player in the league. Kyrie Irving got more hate than Kevin Durant. Remember, Kevin Durant had took the lead on him for a little while. Then Kyrie surpassed him up.
I didn't see that. Maybe you saw that. I didn't see that much hatred.
In regard to,
I didn't see that much hatred. I did.
Then the Amazon thing came up, and that tweaked it. That sent it out there more because of
the Amazon thing made people like him more. The Amazon thing made people like him more.
Not of the Jewish community.
Yes, because guess what? The Jewish community understood it because he talked to them. They understood what he was saying. Because I think, see, you talking about Nick Friedel and all of those press guys, but they talked to them. Man, let me tell you something. I just don't. I don't understand this. I don't think he was that much disliked,
man,
about the Jewish community. The people
I said abroad. I just singled to the Jewish community. I just mentioned them as one. I'm talking about abroad. I say mainstream media. Stephen
they talk to mainstream media. Okay,
yes, the mainstream media.
But the people showed they wasn't thinking about mainstream media.
But guess what? Understand something. There are countless fans wherever he's went.
Jimmy, he didn't get votes like this, Jimmy, last year and the year before.
Because you got street cred. So
the people love him.
What street cred? Regular people can vote. Convicted felons can vote. There's a Muslim community out there that's behind them that made sure they galvanized. And that's the most, think about it. What's the largest religion in the world? Is what? The largest religion in the world. It's not Christianity. It's Muslims. So they're gonna embrace their brother. They can vote. We don't know where the votes came from at this time. So the thing is, he got votes. Think about it like this: just as when James Harden was hated in Houston by the mass, by the majority, he still got votes. He got votes as well. So
Because them people didn't care about what you people in Houston was thinking about.
People at certain times when you're voting for All-Star, and nowadays you don't have to go and get a piece of paper, a Scantron sheet, and pencil it out. You can go and do that from the confines.
One time a day. One time a day.
So it's very convenient to get those votes in.
I just didn't understand the analogy. I'm a Kyrie.
Tag Minor was Kyrie Irving. And Daniel Gibson was Luka. Luka was loved. He was the cute puppy. He was the darling. That's what it was, Hatter. Nobody couldn't stand Tag Minor back then. Everywhere you went, the writers, the media, Bob Gibbons.
So how is Luka? How did this come between Luka and Kyrie?
Because you put them together. Because the analogy of the most hated joining the most loved, or one of these. When they join together now, it's hard to root. Now,
but a lot of y'all didn't like Luka. A lot of y'all didn't like Luka, Jimmy. A lot of y'all, because I remember when I came on the show and said I'd rather have Luka and Trae Young. Since y'all cool with Trae Young daddy, y'all was talking about, man, no, you wrong, man. You wrong.
That was 2 years ago.
Yes.
Okay, as you say, as the facts change, what changes? Okay, you earn that.
So y'all like Luka now again. Y'all like Luka.
Like him right now. He balling out. A white boy don't get anointed in a black sport of basketball that easily. You got to earn that double. And that's how it is. Like in the world, black folk got to do double to get to some of the main, just to even have a chance in white America. Well, white players, when you start getting to the highest level, now we'll embrace you early on as little Opie. But once you talking about and you start talking about you the best ever, we ain't gonna just no. White boy, prove that to me. Show me what you working with over and over and over. He's done that. Think about it.
But it's a hell of an analogy. You're the only one you could come out with this one. I'm trying to get something out of it. I'm just really
no. What you get out
we
of
was
it?
Talking about we was talking about. Hold up. We was talking about Russell Westbrook. And then we pivot to Kyrie being hated. We know Russell Westbrook hated. And I guess you went to Kyrie is hated, but he got so many votes. Russell didn't get no votes for the All-Star game. But I just don't understand the parallel. I'm just trying to bring it home. Because I know we got a guest coming on. I'm just trying to turn this thing around.
Bring it home, meaning that as now you put them together, for Kyrie to further fail, Luka has to fail. So see what I'm saying? So for Kyrie right now, Kyrie is in a grand situation because you can't. For him to lose, Luka has to lose. I'm talking about on the basket and for his wins and losses. That's what I'm saying. So for Tag Minor to have lost,
he won last night.
But for Tag Minor to have lost, Daniel Gibson had to have lose. So that means if Daniel Gibson and Tag Minor lost together, without, and they, of course, unless they get into it, and we all know that they get into they just, clash. But if they're balling,
okay. So
Luka is going to excel, and Kyrie is going to, all will be forgiven of his past transgression.
You know, Kyrie gonna be out of there after 1 year. I'm listening.
No, but we ain't talking about. We're talking about this.
He got 27 games. Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, he's gone. Okay. All right. Okay.
So that's the thing on that. But we definitely we got we got some guests. We got a guest coming to join us on and chop it up with us on the Chop Shop shortly. And this is going to be one hell of a conversation. A guy who's made a pass through grassroots basketball like you guys wouldn't believe. Before you talking about a chunk of maybe as owning his own program and being a sneaker deal for about 5 years, and got the hell up out of Dodge. And one thing about grassroots basketball, it's what I compare to the old, back in the 80s and the 70s, you had a commercial called a Roach Motel. It's easy to get in, but it's hard to get out. And that is, it is hard to get out.
I got I got in there, got right out of there.
You didn't have a sponsorship from a sneaker.
I wasn't trying to, Coach. I sponsored my damn self.
It's easy for a parent to thrust on out. For a guy that's overseeing a program,
Coach,
get out.
Jimmy, I was sponsoring a whole program.
You got listen. Once again, you were sponsoring from the outside, and you influx.
When I was getting blamed,
but you wasn't doing this and this and this and
the
this
day to day.
No, you wasn't doing that.
Cause I didn't have to.
But that's two different things. Two different things. Because
but when you're paying the money, when you're writing a check,
that's two different things. That's
Nike. Hold up, Nike didn't have to write me no check. I wrote the check.
It's easy for Steve Trauber.
That ain't easy.
It's easy for Steve Trauber to get the hell out of basketball. It's easy for Peter Curry to get the hell out of grassroots basketball. It's much easier when you don't have the direct. When you have the direct.
Because we weren't controlled.
No, when you sit there,
I wasn't controlled. I can get out of it because I wasn't controlled. I wasn't bound. I wasn't bound to no contract. I can just say I'm tired of this stuff and leave.
Well, building a program is when you got 5 to 6 to 10 teams up under your umbrella, and those people, you built this, and then you've looked at all those parents and all those coaches. You've made a way and built this infrastructure, and to walk away from that. To walk away because you're thinking that one of those little Johnnies, oh man, he's gonna be good. Oh, we're gonna be good in 2 years.
But that wasn't the reason I did it.
What? Everybody got different reasons.
Okay, that's the whole thing. So maybe okay. All right.
You can't. Keith White had the Houston Hoop Stars. He tried to walk away. It took him about 5 years after he said he was walking away from it for him to actually walk away.
Man, I could have easily stayed in and did it. I just didn't. Hey, it just wasn't my calling. Hey, I could have said added team. We had 2 or 3 little old Junebug teams. We could have, but I said, man, I'm not doing this stuff. I'm following my son to college. Wherever he go, that's where I'm going. That's what I did. My goal was not to be a grassroots person. My life was not limited to being a grassroots person. So that's why it was easy to walk away. But if your life is not limited to that, it's easy for you to walk away.
Well, part of that, think about, first of all, we're talking about a sponsored program. So if you're a sponsored program, then that means it's likelihood by being a sneaker sponsored program, you are expected to go and bring in a prospect every 2 years, every 2 to 3 years. If you are a sneaker sponsored program, that
was not my goal.
So that's what I'm saying. So, but you wasn't in that under that obligation.
No, it was not.
So that's what I'm saying. So for those who were. For a guy to walk,
but we had guys that were pros.
He had guys that was pros as well.
I know. I'm just saying. So, you're trying to. I just don't understand what you're saying.
My point is, it's not easy. You can't name the teams on one hand of guys that had sneaker sponsor program that just walked away.
I understand that, but I'm just saying it's possible. But I don't want people to think they got to be. I'm telling them, y'all. It's possible to walk away, but it's possible.
In recent years, in recent decade, I only know 2 in the state of Texas that did it. Now, mind you, Rossi may not have been renewed, but at the time, he still was. So, 1, Lupe Nunez, Rossi Karen are the only 2 that actually had a paper, that were obligated on paper and walked away. That's not easy to do, because looking and speaking with guys like Lupe, how he, you wake up some mornings and you get that urge, that you get that itch and you want to go back. Then you look over at your kids and you see, and now you get to do more family time than ever. You wearing this stuff together. It's like, you know what? So now even Lupe then came back to Under Armour and took a consultant position. He won't have to coach.
So it's hard. So some people, it's hard to get away.
I just told you, it is not easy. It means it's hard. It's hard to walk away from that stuff.
But to some people, it is.
To some people, it is what?
It is easy to get away.
Get away mean you getting away. That's like getting out on parole. Mean you ain't going back to jail. You mean so you returning back. That means hell. Like you was gone. What you doing back here? It ain't, for some, it is. I mean, for most,
all I'm telling people is possible. I ain't missed grassroots basketball at all. I sit there and gave them 2-3 years of my time and my resources. And I just said, this just wasn't me. It just wasn't me. I wasn't finna go and say, Nike, would you give me a deal? Nike, I got this man, I'm not. Then I'm subjected and have to work for them. No. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta understand, Jim. Some people might be trying to get into this stuff who think like me. Everybody don't think like those other guys. That's all I'm saying. I'm just letting people know it's more than one way to think. You can get out of that stuff and you ain't thinking about it. Man, people call me all the time. Man, somebody saw me the other day. Mr. Hatter, this is what all I want you to do. I just want you to be a consultant. I'm finna start this program. I'm finna do this and do this. I got this. I got this. I got this. I got this. I said, player. Nah. But Mr. Hatter, I said, let me tell you something. I'll think about it. That's all I did. Nah. For what? For what? To deal with this? I can't wait till our guests come on. To deal with all of this? Man, these summer basketball coaches, man, that's why I'm always trying to support those guys. I take my hat off to y'all because y'all are doing some stuff that I couldn't dare. 3 years was enough for me. Watching the ins and outs and the agendas of people and all of that kind of stuff. It just take my hat off to you guys. That's all I can say. Take my hat off to you. The guest, he popped on. The guest is in the building. Mm-hmm.
And we got definitely, without further ado, we hop right into it. We're going to ask you guys to share the show to your timelines, to your groups, to your social media pages. It's 49 minutes past the hour on the Chop Shop. And unless you've been up under a rock, a lot of movements in the basketball world of the professional proportions. The deadline, we are about an hour away, an hour and about 70 minutes away from the trade deadline. And it's going to be something else is going to pop. So it's going to be a couple of other moves. It's probably going to pop right for the deadline. So this is an interesting, one of the more intriguing trade deadlines in recent memory. Is what we are experiencing right in the last 48 hours. But without further ado, we have a young man that we were referencing a while ago in conversation, and he's used to operate the basketball university program, which was sponsored by Adidas, and now he is an event operator. He also does a lot of with name relations to name, image, likeness with a lot of your amateur ball players, and just a tip. Also, he's launched a clothing line since leaving grassroots basketball in the last about 3 years ago, in that short span, and now he's had some other things that are going on during the Final Four, which will be in Houston at the beginning of beginning of April. So without further ado, we have Rossi Karen joining us right now, and from down out of straight out of Port Arthur, Texas, home of the Trill, and
there you go,
and the Trill Burger operator and Pimp C and all that. There he goes right there. There you go, Rossi Karen. What's going on, boss?
What's going on, my man? I hear y'all over there talking a lot of noise on this thing.
Oh, yes. I mean, you know what I love? Rossi, I'm a man that loves, I love the difference of opinion. Jimmy think I don't. Every time somebody don't agree with you, I love when somebody disagree with me. Cause I got something else to say. Cause you gonna have to show me you know what you're talking about. So, but man, I'm so proud of you, man. This thing, I don't know what this new venture that I heard about, something like a town hall. You gonna event? They didn't give me. I don't have no notes in front of me, so you gonna have to tell what's going on. But I know you did a whole lot of other stuff. but you got some special grassroots round table of sorts, and I'm curious about that. I'm curious about that. What's going on, and what's the purpose of the and you give it the proper name. What's the purpose of it?
So Grassroots Hoop Summit 2023. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you great.
Yep, it'll be held here in Houston, February 26th at Hilton Houston Post Oak, which is about a half a block from the Galleria Mall. And it's really just a platform that was created to educate parents, student athletes, and people that are involved in the grassroots space, whether you're a program director of a summer ball team, or a coach, or mentor, or somebody involved in the process. And it's just to help them navigate the process. And we'll talk about everything from player development to, to mental health, to how to select a grassroots program, how to build a grassroots program, NIL, marketing, social media, the whole nine. So everything that you need to know, that you need information on for your basketball journey, as you kind of help a student athlete kind of navigate that space. We're going to provide that information, and we got a loaded roster of people that have expertise in that space. So you're going to be able to ask them questions. You're going to be able to hear some information from them to gain some knowledge from their experience. And I feel like when you leave there, you should have a lot of the information that you need to move forward. And I think that grassroots basketball is such a tricky space because there's so many people involved that don't necessarily have experience but have good intentions, that people are getting misinformation. So the people that we have there, that panel, and those speakers is loaded. So you're going to be able to get the information you need. So I tell people, if you're involved in grassroots at any level, you need to be at Grassroots Hoop Summit 2023.
Is it a fee to attend it?
Absolutely. We can't just get this kind of information with these headliners away for free. So it's definitely a fee. And today we have a special rate of $129 for the Grassroots Hoop Summit. And again, it comes with lunch and parking and all the information you need. So, if you have to buy your kid one last pair of Air Jordans for the upcoming grassroots season, I would do that to make sure that you at this event.
Interesting. Who is the headliner, the expert in NIL deal?
So in NIL, we have a couple people that I'm really excited about. One of the guys that's that.
Keep going.
He'll spin back. And right now we got Rossi. If you just tune in, Rossi Karen as he's waiting to he has a quick hiccup on the feed. So he'll come right back and we'll pick up right with the last question that
I want to hear him.
You guys
he's excited about the guy. Yeah, he's excited about it.
And you guys just hang tight. He'll be coming right.
Watch your Messi Freeman. He got the refresh. Hey, I got you, Rossi. You're coming back. You're coming back like, oh, you blacked out on me. Oh, you did something with your phone. It was there first. Then Jimmy blacked out too. Boy, these the blackout brothers today. Hold on, y'all. Y'all still got me though. Hold on, let's go. Jimmy's back. I'm bringing Jimmy on back. Jimmy, did you do what? You back, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay. We just waiting on Rossi to get back. Cause he's on that cell phone, Jimmy, and somebody might have called him. You got to realize that. We got to make sure he knows that. But then if you text, he got to know this. He got to put it on. If y'all call, we got to put it on do not disturb. Because if somebody call you, it'll interrupt like that.
Yeah.
What is the date of the summit? Wow. Jimmy, I'm glad to know this because I didn't know. I heard about it, but I didn't know it was a fee. Wow. Okay.
And guess what? I guess and you can ask the question.
Because if you give it away, Jimmy, they don't respect it. If they pay for it, they'll respect it.
If there's anybody that know that can answer that question, I damn sure can, because back 15 years ago, uh, no, it was 20 years ago. I started a series,
Oh my!
annual
Hold up,
uh,
Jimmy.
workshop.
Did you see this? Hold on, man. I knew they were gonna get rid of James Wiseman. There, Jimmy. This is a very, very important trade.
Oh,
This
that's a good trade.
this is a very, very important trade.
That's a good
Gary
trade.
Trent Jr.
Gary
can
Trent,
shoot the lights out of it. His dad, G. Trent, I mean, shoot the lights out of it. Oh my
but
God.
they don't, and Patrick Beverly has. They realized that on the court now, you can play off of him.
He's a
You know,
cone.
he can't shoot. You could play. It's like playing 5-on-4 on defense a lot of time. So the guy that can cheat on him now it's respectable. You don't need. You got a guy that a guard that can antagonize other guards. D'Angelo Russell is a pro at that. Remember one of the reasons he left the Lakers in the first place. Remember how he left and what took place as he was leaving the Lakers. That video that he recorded that went viral of your teammate that like was unethical. And but anyway, we got Rossi Karen back with us right
What's up,
now.
Rossi?
And
Just get
so
right
What's
back to
up?
it, Rossi. We can hear you. Get right back to it. Who your guests that you're gonna bring on? Who your guests, the NIL people?
NIL, Luke Fetlam,
Uh-huh.
sports law attorney,
Mm-hmm.
to give direction on kind of do's and don'ts in that space.
What's
As student athletes, go ahead,
what's his
sir.
expertise in that space? What have he
So
done?
his
Uh-huh.
so he not only works with student athletes but also pro athletes as well, and just to advise as an advisor and a consultant on the law of NIL. And as we approach a time where it's going to be permissible for student athletes, high school athletes here in Texas to participate in NIL, I think it's really important to get some of that information on do's and don'ts as you prepare to be a part of the NIL space as a high school student athlete.
Okay.
what's something about the NIL? Just basically explain first about the NIL. A lot of people they've heard of it from afar. A lot of people watching it really don't comprehend what's eligible and what can take place. Well, give us the ABCs of NIL, name, image, likeness, as it currently stands and as it in accordance to the NCAA.
So NIL was initially begrudgingly by the NCAA was permissible to allow student athletes to monetize their name, image, and likeness, whereas to be able to make money from signing autographs or doing camps or doing appearances, and ultimately initially the NCAA was trying to govern it almost like the SEC does for the financial services. But because of the differences in state laws, they were not able to almost, kind of monopolize that space and to control that space. And that's why it's been so much confusion because depending on what state you're in, the guidelines are slightly different. But in its totality, it just gives student athletes an opportunity to make money utilizing their name, image, and likeness. And I think it's something that's really important.
Rossi, did you mute yourself? Did you mute yourself?
What we do is we'll try this. We'll go. I'm gonna come out. Let Rossi come back in, and then that way, let's see if there's no
No, if
hiccup
we kick it together better. Okay, gotcha.
because it's something where it's hurting, is impairing this. So
Okay.
let's see what's going
Oh,
on.
okay, you out, and then I'll just continue.
Yeah,
And
let's
okay,
let
let Rossi get back in. Okay, get Jimmy out. Okay, we're gonna get Rossi back in, y'all. Let me work this thing. Let me work this thing here. Uh let's see. I want me by myself. Can I have me by myself? That me. When Rossi get back in, we're gonna see. You see how it's much the latency. I guess is something. I don't know. Maybe. Hey, y'all, guess what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna have to upgrade everything. I got to have enough power to pick everybody else up. But it's Greg. It's hard to work out, because I don't know everybody's bandwidth wherever they are. If you notice, you see how easy and clear the picture is now. Now we got to get their bandwidth because I want to hear this. This is interesting. I can't wait for him to come back. And Hatter, can you post a link for the grass? I don't have it. Okay, there he is right now. I don't have it. I'm gonna make sure he gets back on. Rossi, it's gonna just be me and you for a second. Just me and you right now. See how it go. Okay. Then
we have to get rid of Hicks.
Yeah, just for a minute, because you're saying too much good stuff. I don't want it. I want people to. I want this is interesting. And
so Hicks Rossi, is the problem then.
Huh?
So Hicks is the problem?
Because you're sounding good right now. So Rossi, because he was just talking about NIL, and he wants you to expound. You're saying about different state laws. Rossi, what happened, I'll never forget, in the beginning, people were thinking that I was against the NIL. I just didn't understand how they was going to govern it. You follow me? Because I know different people around the world going to do different things because I've been around the world. And I know people in the West Coast going to think different from over here. They got different state laws for everything. So I was just worried about the kids. Perfect example, the young quarterback, Rashada. You know about them had planned on going. A collective had said they were going to give him $13 million to come to Florida, and the collective didn't have no money behind it for some reason, and something happened. Now the kid is at Arizona State. That's a boogeyman story right there. Tell me what was y'all thinking about in y'all space when that happened?
So the interesting thing about it, 2 years ago, when the NCAA was putting together a proposal to govern NIL, again, they wanted to monitor the whole system. So they wanted to have a platform that every student athlete had to submit their request to do a partnership. And on the back end, the NCAA would have access to every deal that goes on, just to make sure that it's compliant per se. But again, when the state laws, I think California was first, and now all of the state laws are different, they can't put one blanket system in place to govern it. So it didn't work out like the NCAA thought. So now it's kind of the wild, wild west. Kind of every state has its own laws. Some schools are doing some things, some schools are doing other things. So initially, the NCAA was not on board with what's become like collectives. They weren't on board with it.
Yes,
because
I remember.
So they looked at it in some regards as pay to play. But now, because the NCAA doesn't necessarily have all of the jurisdictions over each state, it's kind of put them in a difficult position. And now, I think every state is doing something different. I think every school is kind of doing something different. So it's a tough space until the states are all unified, or until the NCAA, which I think they're appealing to try to get jurisdiction or control where all of the states are unified, which I don't think will happen. I think NIL is going to be a murky place for years to come.
But do you like that space?
I just think that when athletes, you're in a space with athletes.
Right.
You don't have a job if there's no athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The space I'm in, there is no job for us. If you're a sports analyst or a manager or what, the athletes drive the business. If you don't have them, you don't have a business. There is no sports industry without athletes. So I think that those guys should benefit. So, and again, I think a scholarship and education is great. And room and board is great. But what's better is scholarship, room and board, and the opportunity to capitalize on your hard work and what you've built as far as your brand.
Absolutely.
I think that's important. I think it's only fair. I think it's right to do. Now, to govern it is that's a different animal.
Yeah. I mean, so tell this hoop something. I just posted it because somebody asked me for and y'all didn't give it. Guess what? I went and found it myself as I was talking. As you was
Look at
talking,
you.
I went and plugged it and played. It's up on the screen right now. I'm excited about it. You got a pin dropped in. Give everybody the dates again. Give everybody the date.
So the Grassroots Hoop Summit 2023 is a first of its kind event, and it's February 26th. It starts at 2 p.m. and it's going to be held at the Hilton Houston Post Oak, and it's just a large platform that's going to contain. We have guest speakers. Kendrick Perkins will be there speaking.
What are you gonna talk about? What are you gonna talk about? Help me.
So check this out.
Okay.
There's more to the space, and one of the things we're going to emphasize there is life beyond hoops. Now, Kendrick, I've known Kendrick for 20 plus years,
Okay.
and what he's done is amazing to be able to transition from high school to pro, have a strong pro career, make millions of dollars, and then you know as well as I do, when guys' careers are over, there's a 6 or 7 year period where they're numb. They don't know what to do next. He did a great job of just parlaying his
Pivot.
success on the court,
He
and now he's
pivoted.
still making money as
Yeah.
an analyst, being himself. Because
Being himself.
what you see on TV is that's exactly
But
how
everybody
he
is
acts.
not afforded that opportunity. Everybody don't have that opportunity.
No question. But check this out. One of the
Uh-huh.
things we're gonna talk about is life beyond hoops, and I think that everybody's path is different. But I think one
Okay.
of the mistakes that student athletes make is that along their journey, see, you're only important to people have great value while you're playing. So if you're a college athlete, while you're playing, you got to build relationships along that path and connect with sports media outlets and shoe company executives and coaches from other programs. Because when it's done, you gotta already have your next play set up. So I think there's a everybody can't be Kendrick Perkins and play in the NBA and be on ESPN, but there is a play for every student athlete because you have a platform while you're playing.
Rossi, that's some of the things that in my career, 30-year career, and represent athletes, that was one of the key things that I always let's use this as an economic springboard for the rest. I said, because guess what? You're in an illogical business. You
Mhm.
in a business where usually in normal life. Rashid cut off on. Yeah, make sure you got that thing on do not disturb too, because if somebody call you, you'll cut off. But Rossi, most people they go in when they're young, and their salaries gradually rise as they get older. And athletics and professional sports, you come in as you're young, and you're earning your income is bigger than you'll be making later. You follow me? Did you freeze up on me? Oh, they say you muted yourself for some reason, Rossi. They say you muted. Did y'all understand that sports? This is an illogical business because usually business don't work like that. Business usually work when you come in as a out as a college, and you go into college, you go into business, you go work, you work yourself up. But it's the complete opposite in sports. So you got to understand, you got to manage now all you get up front because your earnings at the end, you might not get lucky like Kenny Smith. You might not get lucky like Shaq. You might not get lucky like Charles Barkley. Kenny Smith never had a lapse in a check. He went straight from playing straight to TNT. Sam Cassell never had a lapse in check. He went straight from playing into coaching. Damon Stoudemire never had a lapse in check. He went straight from. So I'm just calling out guys that I really know and watch their coach. Some people like Penny, he made so much money, he just chilled and played golf and got bored and said, "Okay, I'm gonna go do something else." So, Rossi, I need you to come back on because this is getting good, man. Oh my goodness, this is it's getting so good that and he got Kendrick Perkins come. Think about that, y'all. I'm trying to see who are the other guests because I saw it. You know, let me give y'all some guests. Let me get back to it and give y'all some guests that I saw. How does a player find NIL deals or NIL find the players? Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna leave that one to Rossi. Rossi, you back? I got you. I got a question
Yep.
for you. I got a question for you right away, Ross. Yeah, don't
What you got?
turn that down. I like how you were listening so you can know what to get back in. Boy, you smart. Hey, Patrick Punch said, Hatter, does the player find the NIL deals or does the NIL deals find the players?
First, the players and the parents need to find the Grassroots Hoop Summit because we're going to have all of that information at Grassroots Hoop Summit.
I like that. I like that.
No,
I like that.
no, but there's a lot of information that parents, once they hear it, they're gonna say, okay, cool. Here's what I needed to kind of move forward. One of the guys that's gonna be there in the NIL space is a guy named Jordan Rogers, and
Uh-huh.
again, he was with brand marketing for Nike for almost a decade, and then he moved on to consulting in the NIL marketing space, and then we'll have Sydney Omuri from Meta, who works in sports partnerships, and they have some applications and some things on Instagram and Facebook that she's going to share to help student athletes.
Hold up! I just looked at the flyer. You got. I know it's word from y'all coming now. They got Jim Hicks coming. Y'all got Jim Hicks coming in the job. I'm just looking. You got Raphael. Hold on. Let me help. Raphael Barlow. He is an NBA. He on with the NBA big board, whatever that means. You can talk about that. Let me see. Luke Fedlam. He's with Advance. Hold up. Oh, Jordan Rogers. Did you mention him?
Jordan Rogers is the guy who's going to give people a whole lot of insight on how to market yourself as an athlete. Again, 10 years with Nike brand marketing. So,
boy, you got some hell of boy. Hold on. You got Marcus Sloan on here too.
Marcus Sloan, and then we'll be talking about the recruiting and the process of being recruited as a college athlete on that panel segment that he's on.
I got a question. Who is Lady Jade?
Lady Jade is big time. She's going to be my co-host.
Who is she? Who is she?
She big time. She's a media personality. She gonna help steer this show.
Tell me where could I seen her before?
She's on.
Where you get her from? You just can't come tell me she no media personality. What's she done?
Well, she's in Dallas. She's on the radio.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's what you've seen her before. But she does a lot of big time events. But she gonna help steer the ship. I'm not gonna be able to do it all by myself. We got a strong cast. Paul B. and Cardi is there. Eric Bossi is there. So everybody that got questions on rankings and why guys are ranked a certain way or how people evaluate them on a national level. You need to come there with your questions.
Right. See, Rossi. See, I ain't gonna do this, Rossi, but you're making me think. For 6 years, I've given my time and my energy giving this same information on this show,
mm-hmm.
and they ain't had to pay for it. I hope. Yeah. No, Rossi, I'm serious. They come on here and talk slick on the feed and get to talking slick and talking because their ass ain't got to pay for it. I got something for you. I got something for all of y'all. Hey, thank you, Rossi. I love you. Because, Rossi, I'm just sitting here looking at the topics and listening to the topics. I'm a smart man. I know we done covered every one of these topics with expertise.
Mm-hmm.
I looked on that panel. Ain't now one of them got the expertise I have.
But you need to be all
put together. No. All put together. And I'm sitting there saying, no, thank you. I love you so much. You're the greatest. You're the greatest to me. Hold on, let me go ask some questions. Are some of the other topics which makes the grassroots summit a must attend? Jimmy asking that question.
Absolutely. So we'll have panel discussions, and the panel discussions will be recruiting, scouting, and evaluating. One of the panels will be NIL. Mm-hmm. One of the panels will be the state of grassroots basketball, and that's the panel that Jim Hicks will be on. and I haven't announced the guest on that yet. That's coming. It's strong. But I'll tell you guys, one of the guys is Damian Wilkins, who's a general manager at Overtime Elite. So he'll
Yes.
talk about like
He
how the
there
space
too?
has changed. Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Oh
So
yeah.
he's gonna talk about OTE and how the space has changed and other opportunities that are now for elite athletes on a different path. He'll talk about OTE. Tyler Ralph, we have a player development segment, which is
Yeah,
my favorite.
Tyler. He worked out LJ. I remember RJ Hampton. That's when I met him.
RJ Hampton, yep, and
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Yeah.
It's a ton of NBA guys, but we'll have a player development segment, which is again is the one that's near and dear to my heart. Where we'll talk about what things you should be working on as a high school athlete, what things translate to the college level, what college coaches are looking for from a skill set standpoint, and how the game has evolved in the last 5 or 6 years. It's not the same game it was years ago. So what you're working on should be different based on those things. So
what you working on prepared? See, everybody ain't gonna be no pro. So what you mean? What you working on? I hate them people going there and try to teach them high school people how to play pro move, and they ain't gonna never be no pro.
No, but
I see a lot of them James Harden step backs in high school that they shouldn't be trying to do. Okay, help me. Talk to me.
That's not going to work for 99.9% of guys touching the basketball.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I had to put that out there. But Rossi, you just don't know, boy. You done blessed me today. You done blessed me today because I'm sitting up here. You saying, "Oh, I'm taking all of this and I'm gonna put it in a form and have them pay." And I'm gonna tell you what's key to paying for something. I never forget somebody gave me a book, okay, and I never read the book. It just sit there on one. But I was in the airport one time, and I saw the book again, and somebody was talking about. I bought the book this time and read it from, not like the old folks said, from kiver to kiver, not cover to cover, from kiver to kiver. And I said, and my spirit just arrested me, saying, dude, you paid for it, you appreciated it more.
No question.
And man, I thank you, man. Thank you. We're gonna figure something out. Cause yeah. I'm gonna keep giving y'all this bland stuff on here. But I'm gonna have another place where y'all got to pay for it. Coach, I got to, coach. Because I've seen Jimmy Hicks used to give free ones long time ago. People coming in talking about John Lucas had did one out on the west side of town. People didn't appreciate it, man. And I'm telling you, some ungrateful people come on here and get all this information and talking about they taking notes and still do the same damn thing. So guess what? If they come in there taking notes, you better come in there at the Hilton. What the Hilton where now?
Hilton
Post Oak. You better come in there with your purse and your pen. And thank you, Rossi, for letting them know that value this information.
So here's why I created is that when I got out of grassroots, people were calling me, and still to this day I get calls multiple times a day about, hey, what team should my son play for? Or what things should we be working on? Or what are college coaches looking for? And so I started thinking that like people don't have the information they need. So I was trying to figure out how can I give, and again, you can't cover the whole grassroots process, but you can help point people in the right direction. And it's going to be very few times where you're going to have, Jim Hicks, Paul Biancardi, Eric Bossi,
it's going to be very few times you have Sloan and Hicks in the same damn place. I don't know how you did that. That's a miracle, but keep going.
And you know what? They both bring great value.
Of course they do.
To the basketball community. So for people to be able to hear them and to ask them questions, I think that is important. But the one of the guys that I'm most excited about is a guy named Jay Barnett. And I don't think we can talk about in the 21st century. I don't think we could talk about grassroots sports at an elite level without talking about mental health. And he's an ex-football player who tried to kill himself twice, tried to commit suicide. And now he's a mental health expert helping other people try to navigate.
I heard him.
No, he big time.
Yes.
He big time.
Yes.
I think
Keep
King. I
talking. When
think
you
he's.
told me he tried to kill himself twice, that's when I
Yep.
knew what you were talking about. He was on
Yeah, and no,
Karen Hunter's show, I think, not too
yep. He
long
was on
ago.
he was on the Breakfast Club recently too. Yeah, so he
Keep
travels
going.
all over the country. Powerful
Mhm.
black brother, man, who has a great story and has great information. Because I mean, you've been around elite athletes, man. That
Mhm.
the roller coaster, the highs and lows of the journey. You know, if you're not equipped emotionally and prepared for the ups and downs that come, it could put you in a bad place. So we can't talk about elite level sports without talking about mental health. So I'm excited that he's going to be there as well.
Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. You wake up, you done went to sleep, and you waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning, like last night. You traded from that place
How about that?
and gone to another place. Your whole family got to uproot. Well, he got money. That don't stop him from being human.
The feeling, yeah, no
Y'all
question.
quit dehumanizing these athletes. Man, I'm telling you, for 30 years, I've lived with them and around the world with them. And what but Robert, they got to suck it up. Jimmy said something yesterday talking about Anthony Davis. Said he need to refresh. And I just said he been refreshing the whole season because he ain't done that. But he did. But he need to refresh. And then it made me think. Then I'm thinking of what's going on with Russell. Y'all got to understand. I've been
Mhm.
around Russell, his family, his mama, his daddy, and everybody. And I saw him when he was at the first press conference. I talked about it on this show. And Rossi, when Darvin Ham, he's sitting over in the corner, just waiting on Darvin Ham to say something crazy about him.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he was looking.
Yep.
Like most players don't come to the press conference. They said, man, hey, ain't nothing I can do about that. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope you see in the comments if you want to comment on anything that's happening on there. But this is a unique opportunity, man. Man, I didn't know. I just saw Hoop Summit. And I hadn't talked to you about it. You didn't tell me nothing about it. And then I just said, okay. I mean, okay, a Hoop Summit. But now that I know the purpose of it, and I'm glad you're charging them for it, and because they appreciated it about it. So when the people there, the people who really want to get the information, the people who
Mm-hmm.
show up, you know they trying to make a change. So guess what? Then you know what you can work with, whenever the next one arrives. But why February the 28th? Was that a special day?
February 26th.
I mean
So
26th. Was that
the
special?
reason we chose February 26th is because the grassroots season starts in March. So the information that you need to go into the grassroots season is here. So if some of the mistakes you made as if your son is a seventh grader, sixth grade, you don't want to make some of those same mistakes. And this event is also for people who are running grassroots programs. So I'll
Okay.
have a segment answering questions on my journey in grassroots basketball, the things that I program with Basketball University, what we did to have success in that space, how we got our. I'll tell a story about how we got our sneaker deal
Mm-hmm.
and things that if you're pursuing that, there's certain things that boxes that you should have checked. How to run a tryout, how to run a efficient practice, how to order uniforms, like a lot of the things that I don't have it, I'm not running a program anymore. So I
Right.
didn't want anybody to know this information before. Um,
Oh, you didn't.
no.
Okay.
We, yeah,
But can't nobody, you know what? And I'm different, Ross. I'm glad you like that. I'm different. I always share information about what. Cause you know what I learned? It can't nobody do it like me.
that's a good point.
No.
That's a good point.
I've given people this how you do it. This how you do it. Now this how then he won. I give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't go in there and close the deal. I told you they name a movie after me, a show after me called The Closer. I can't teach you how to close.
No question.
Rossi, I've told a story about a kid coming to Houston, right? A football player,
Mm-hmm.
and he come out. I took him to the office. I hung out with him. He said, "Man, where do I sign?"
What you
Say
say?
21 years old. I said, "Yeah, right here." So he signed. He said, "I said, guess what, sir? I don't feel good about it, Ross." I said, "I don't feel good, Ross." I said, "Hey, man, I want to go meet your parents." Rossi, I'm funny. If I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a relationship with this kid, I want to know who his parents is. You just
That's
can't,
what you.
man, I'm
Yep.
21 years old. Talk all that stuff. I said, okay. So,
Nah, that don't matter.
hold on, Ross. I flew down there on a Monday. He signed on Saturday. Ross said, I
Okay.
flew down on Monday. Ross. I come in the house, the daddy about 6'6", 330. He's 6'6". To two of the biggest dudes in the world. The daddy frowning up at me. Thank God for the mama. She's sweet and nice. And said, but come
She
on, Mr.
saved you.
Hatter. Hey, I was nervous than a hook in church, and I ain't gonna tell you no lie. So I'm sitting there, Rossi, he frowning up at the son, the daddy frowning up at me. The son got quiet. All of that talking about I'm grown stuff in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't said none of that. He left me on the island. So, Rossi, I knew something was going on. Guess what I did, Rossi? I was a professional. I'm a closer, right? Guess what I did? I just went into my spiel. I just went into my presentation. And
Did
I
you
had the
win a
mama
moment?
like this. Hey, I had the mama like this. Daddy, Madison. So after it was over with, mama loving me. Son ain't said nothing. The daddy looked at me and said, he done signed with you already, Amber. I said, yes, sir.
Ooh.
Then he cussed him out. Said, I said, wow. I said, Rossi. I said, look. But Rossi, I'm just me. I got 600 pounds here. I'm not finna get in the middle of this. Rossi, I sit back, Rossi, I said, you know what? I don't feel good about this. I went in my briefcase, Rossi, I went in my briefcase, right? I said, man, if we can't do this, I got to tear up the contract. Hold on, Ross. I tore up a contract, not the contract.
Not the contract. Okay.
I was just giving them a visual. This ain't important. This ain't that important. And then you know, and then, like that, right? But when I left and got in the car, drove to the airport, I got right out of there. I didn't want to spend another second in there. I knew some as another dynamic was going on. And then I found out later that dad had been paid by another agency. Not
That's
son,
how it go.
and didn't know. And the dad, dude, there was gonna be some problems in there. So I just wanted to share that with you. So when you sit here and talk about experiences, and one thing I love about you telling these kids about forging and building relationships. Just me being around the TSU team and I'm watching players and going to different. Man, these kids don't stop and say, "How you doing, sir?" They don't know who I am, dude. They'll walk past you,
Mm-hmm.
dude. You're walking past a dude that can change your life, and we just so busy. Just I don't know what they be thinking about. Think about you if you hadn't forged these relationships. These people wouldn't have been able to come to your event.
No question.
Everybody in that event, you forged a relationship with. You could talk about that if you like to.
I think that's one of the, I like to think that I've done some decent stuff in that space, but I think kind of one of the things that I do best is networking and relationship building. And ultimately, I think that's when you're trying to get something done, that's what it comes down to, because none of us can do anything on our own. We
Right.
all need some help, some support, some assistance, a phone call, something, a cosign. And I think that people forget about that. I think people go through the grassroots space and argue with this one and cuss out this one and be mad at this one. But I don't think that's the best way to get stuff done. And again, I'll talk more about that at Grassroots Hoop Summit.
I
Like,
got you. I know you don't want to
like
give
for
it all.
but
Yeah.
for people who are in the grassroots space, program directors, coaches who are trying to build programs, this shit
They
is
need to be there.
it's about relationship. Yeah, like if you should know Paul B. and Carter, if you're a program director and you're guiding student athletes, trying to help guys achieve their goals, get to the next level. Obviously being ranked is important to kids and get in camps. You should know Paul B. and Carter. You should know Eric Bossi. You should have a good relationship with Hicks. You should have a good relationship with those guys in that space. And I think parents and program directors, sometimes they alienate themselves from guys because maybe they disagree with their rankings. And then when you need help, when you need Hicks to make a call for you, or you need Sloan or Bossi or whoever to make a call, they ain't making it for you because you've thrown them under the bus on social media and talked about them and cussed them. Like, this thing is about relationships and building a network or a community of people that you can help support and that can also support your vision and your initiatives when you're doing stuff either for yourself or for your student athlete. So I think that relationship piece is important.
I got another one for you. and how much you can give. Jimmy asked this when he said, what are two good pieces of advice, truth that you can share about what it takes to get a sneaker deal? Just two you can that you wasn't gonna share on your platform. You got two other ones that you can share that you can just give, because this is a show that they lack stuff for free on this show. But
That's
but
good.
guess what? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change all that. I'm gonna figure out a way to change all that. I'm gonna get like Roland Martin on y'all in a minute. But keep going, keep going. Now what?
No,
Can you got a couple of them?
I'll expound upon some of these things at the Hoop Summit, but I think that like I think people look at their grassroots program as an organization or a team. I always looked at Basketball University as a brand, and everything that we did was to help to elevate the brand of our players, which ultimately lifted, elevated, it ultimately lifted the program. So you can't look at it as it's just an organization or a team or some club teams. It's a brand, and everything you do and every decision you make, whether it's from the graphics that you put out or the tweets that you put out, or your conversation or interaction in the stands or with parents, everything that you do is a reflection of your brand. And I think that I'll give some key points on that, some specific things that I did especially when we were working to try to get a sneaker deal. Mm-hmm. It's important, man. Your presence on social media is basically a digital business card. So if I go on your social media page for your organization, it should look clean and polished and organized and well thought out. Like, one of the things I always tell our staff is, like, everything you do, everything you write, every sentence, every punctuation, every space, it should be thoughtful. It should be well thought out. There's nothing that you do. The word I like to use is intentional. You should be intentional with your communication, your messaging, your graphic design for your brand. And I think that those things are important. And I'll talk more about that. But ultimately, sneaker companies want good players, but they want people that are brand ambassadors, people that represent the flag. If it's an Adidas team or a Nike team, they want something a product that they could be proud of. And I think that people got to stop looking at it as, we just got some teams or organization. You have a brand, and everything you do with that brand should align with your vision, your mission, and your goals for your program.
Hey, look what Herb Baker said. It's all good because I plugged Teddy Will and Rossi with Adidas and Coleman for free, and they got a shoe deal. What do you think about that? How about that one? How about that one, Ross?
Herb is my man. You know what's funny? It's like 8 people to this day that say, "Hey, man, we plugged you to get a sneaker deal."
Oh, it's 8 people. Oh, so Herb ain't the only one.
But here's check this out. Here's what I'm saying. It goes back to what I talked about relationships, right?
Uh-huh.
When you're trying to get something done, you want the win at your back. People pushing you forward. You don't want people pushing you back. So if I'm trying to get a sneaker deal, if Herb made a call or this person made a call or this person, all of those things matter. Okay. Yeah. So if somebody called and say, "Hey, what you know about this Rossi Karen cat who has Basketball University," right? If you got a network of people who you done right by and been good to, they gonna say, "Man, you know what? He a good dude." You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people do business with you because they like you or because they trust you.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying? Or because they know you're gonna do the right thing. So Herb is right. Like, all of those, if it's 10 people that said they helped, all of them helped. You know what I'm saying? All of them helped. Because all of them could have called and say, "Man, that Negro ain't nothing." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's right. And I think that's what holds a lot of people back, to have so many enemies and so many people that they pissed off and mad at. But when they try to get something done.
Hold up, Rossi. This what troubles me, especially in grassroots basketball. Period. Really.
Thank you, Herb, by the way.
Rossi, it's some people, because I want you to answer another question too, but I'm just adding this one. I want you to answer why you got out of the grassroots business, but then you got into the event business, and I want to know how your event piece going too. I want to ask those questions, but I sit there and watch. It's people can sit up here that don't even know you, Rossi, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because somebody else said something about you to them and they know that person, they don't like Rossi because ain't never met you because of what Junebug had said about you.
Yeah, and I think that's not
So
just grassroots. I think
I'm talking
that's
about human beings, period.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's and especially
yeah,
the Black community. But
yeah.
here's what people don't get. So I've built a reputation, right,
Mm-hmm,
nationally,
mm-hmm,
right. So somebody calling somebody to say something bad about me, it don't hurt me.
mm-hmm.
It hurt them because it make it look like they, you know what I'm saying? It make it look like they lying. You know what I'm saying? So if you it's certain if you call somebody and say, man, Rossi be lying, they gonna look at you like, man, I know Rossi, you lying.
He lied to
Um,
me. Yeah,
yeah, he ain't lied to me. He done he
yeah,
done he done good business with
yeah.
me. So I don't
Uh-huh.
I don't pay that. I don't pay that no mind. That's why you never see me on social media,
Mm-hmm.
arguing with nobody or throwing nobody on the bus because I
Well, you
don't.
shouldn't. You grown men shouldn't be doing that no way.
Yeah.
How we gonna be example to the kids and we doing? But I got. Why did you get out of uh, basketball, grassroots back in one round and started event operating in another round?
So here's the thing. I didn't necessarily. I mean, I kind of evolved from grassroots, but if you look at what I was doing in the grassroots space, player development,
Mm-hmm,
player relationships, helping athletes navigate their process,
mm-hmm,
helping guys on and off the court with basketball development or helping to grow their brand and notoriety. And then we were doing high school events and AAU tournaments.
mm-hmm.
So everything that I was doing in that space, it's the same thing I'm doing now. I haven't changed what I'm doing. It's just evolved to a different level.
Okay.
But I was already doing grassroots events,
Mm-hmm.
really good grassroots events.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
to transition into doing
The college.
co-
So college is
college,
a form of grassroots too, right?
I don't know if it's grassroots, but
Uh-huh.
it's an event space,
It's event
and
space.
it's and
Okay.
yeah, and it's
So
and it's
how's it
really
going?
about
How's the college thing going to you? Is it
it's
is it growing? Is it stagnant? You got some things that you wish you can so what does it take to be successful in that space?
I think the same ingredients that it took to be successful. For I can only speak for myself in the
Right.
grassroots space.
Okay.
It's and they're going well and it's growing.
Okay.
And like when I think about my basketball university program, I started in 2004 with one kid on a driveway,
Mm-hmm.
and I got out in
Who was that kid?
2018.
Let's give him some shout out. Who was the kid?
His
You
his
remember?
his name was Oliver Koiser, and
Okay.
my good friend Marianne Koiser. They lived out in Memorial.
Okay.
She was the one who convinced me to start doing
Uh,
teams. So
uh,
the first team I ever had was like sixth grade Memorial kids. Everybody went to Memorial Middle
yeah. So
School.
you had some money kids, but keep going. Uh huh. That's what Jimmy liked to call them, the money kids. But keep going.
so,
But that's a good thing.
no,
Uh huh.
so but again, and Jimmy will remember we were a mom and pop team,
Yeah.
mom and pop program. We had two teams with all kids from Memorial Middle School or Memorial High School.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I didn't start any different than anybody else. But again, the steps that we took to build our brand, to grow our influence, to expand our network, and to do things that looked polished and looked a certain way, I think those were the things that helped to elevate us. And ultimately, I'm just working to do the same thing in the space that I'm in now. Is kind of building brick by brick and gonna grow it until it's a national level,
What was
powerhouse.
your pivotal break? What the thing that just said, okay, you said, okay, I'm a mom and pop. What what changed? Was it just consistency? But it was a moment. You have a defining moment. I put it like that. Do you have a defining moment in this space
Um,
that
I don't think it
changed
would
you from a mom and pop
pop.
until okay, they know who I am now. They know who this brand is now.
I don't think it's one thing, but I think it's a culmination of decisions along the way.
Can you give them
In my
away? Can you give them
yeah,
away on the show,
I'll
or you
talk.
want to wait?
I'll talk. No, I'll talk about a couple of things. So,
Okay.
Like I never viewed what I was doing at the time as mom and pop because everybody else was
You
talking
mentioned it
about.
now. Only reason I called it because you
No,
called
no,
it.
no, I
Okay.
know, but
Okay.
that's what it was. But I
Okay.
never viewed it that way because everybody else was talking about shoes and uniforms and travel and circuit and all those. I never was talking about that. I was only talking about player development. So I had a niche and a lane that was carved out that nobody else was in. And ultimately that's what helped us begin to get
So
recognition
nobody
because
was developing players?
no, I'm not saying nobody was developing plans. I'm
Uh-huh.
saying that the foundation of our grassroots program was
Program.
player development.
Okay.
That's it. We didn't
Okay.
talk about travel. We didn't
I
talk
got
about
you.
shoes. You know
I
what I'm
got
saying? We didn't talk about that. That was one of the things that I thought helped. And then maybe in 2010, I met a guy named Teddy Wheeler, who's one of my good friends and brothers to this day. And I think at that time, Xavier might have been in the third grade. And I met Teddy. Teddy and I formed a friendship.
Where did y'all
And
meet?
then
Where did y'all meet?
we met at Wheatley High School at a AAU tournament. And I don't remember, it might have been 2009 or 10. I don't
Okay.
remember when it was, but I just remember Xavier being a third grade. It's the first time I saw him play. And then he came aboard grassroots basketball. And came aboard basketball university. And that helped to elevate us again. There are other things, but that piece is that so many program directors want to coach. And it's hard to run a program and be an elite coach. And some people don't want to give up the control. They want to say, hey, man, I run the program and I coach. And, I didn't have the ego with that. I thought that, I
Why
thought
those
that
two jobs are so they don't why you can't do both?
you can't do both at a high level. You can do both. You can't do both at a high level because what happened when Teddy and I got together is that, and Teddy is one of the few guys in the country that I feel like has a basketball acumen that's close to mine. So yeah, so I was able to trust him from a basketball standpoint, and really what we say, hey, you focus on the basketball stuff, on court stuff. I'll focus on the overall vision of moving it forward, branding,
Okay.
direction,
Okay.
connectivity with scouts and media, because you have to have both. You have to have good players who can play and skills that translate, but you also have to have a brand and relationships with key people like Jim Hicks and Biancardi and Bossi and Sloan and all those. You have to have those. So I focused on that part. He focused on the basketball development part, and then obviously we collaborated on things. And we had other really good coaches, and I can't name all 10, 12 of them, but we had our organization was run like a company, and we had infrastructure in place. And I think that's ultimately what helped to propel us. And then, obviously we grew and we got better players and we got us on the sneaker circuit and we had success there. And we got some guys that end up being, play at a high level. So it wasn't one thing, but it was a culmination of decisions that were made and the way we operated in its totality that I think that helped us. So, and again, I'm gonna share some specific things and key things. Hey, these 4 or 5 things as a program director you should be doing if you want to grow your program and help your athletes achieve their best version.
What I'm seeing is right now, this thing is almost, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is almost a can't miss. Y'all have let me in order for people to come back and keep doing stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen, we have to support it. Okay? This man is flying people in. These people are coming in. They got hotels. Hotels. I've been there. Y'all, let me tell you something. And I am just so proud that that you're doing this. I'm sitting there watching. We've talked about every subject. That's why I was intentionally asking you and covering the subject because every subject been covered on this Chop Shop over these 6 years. Every subject. But now they can come in and concentrate, bring their notepads, bring their pocketbook, and bring your purse
Mm-hmm.
and learn something. And I want them to come back. So guess what? So we have a more educated audience. You follow me?
Mhm.
We have a more educated audience, an audience who understand these guys ain't talking about this on the maybe through some other ears they hear. Then they might say, oh, I'll never forget a parent of a top player one time told me this, Ross. She watched the show. She watched the show all the time. She said, Robert, I don't know why you be telling these parents all this good stuff. They ain't gonna they hold up. They ain't gonna listen. I said, that ain't my job. My job is to get the information. But then
Mhm.
listen to her and watching the move she made, she wasn't listening either. So she told the truth. She was really talking about her.
Talk about herself.
Yeah, so but tell me, man, and we got about 12 minutes to go. We got a few minutes to go. But explain. I mean, I want you to give, your spiel of not, you ain't trying to sell nobody nothing. That's what I love about Deion Sanders. He said, I'm not trying to sell nobody nothing. You've experienced this, you've lived this. You just trying to give the things that you lived, the information that you have acquired. People keep calling you about, look, I got something better for you, babe. Instead of you wasting my time, come on, hey, come on. I'm gonna get some experts around the country to come
Mhm.
in. We're gonna have a whole big melting pot of information for you to come in and get. How long is it gonna last? Just until the speaker? Have you got a time slot? You
Yep.
got a
So
time slot?
yeah,
Mhm.
we're going to put our schedule out next week, but I look at it like a game, a college game. There's a
Okay.
first half, there's
Okay.
a halftime where we'll have food for people in attendance. Then there's a second half. So I want you to imagine, you know, conference meets talk show meets award show. So it'll be a stage with with our guest speakers there and a like a 20-foot video board behind it. So we have some sponsorship and advertising opportunities. So if you have a grassroots program or you have a business that you want to get in front of the grassroots community,
Mm-hmm.
you should be doing some
Be there.
advertising here on the video board behind us. So,
Mm.
but I just think that I, if you're in the grassroots space, whether you're a coach, a parent, and you're interested in whether it's NIL, player development, how to build a program,
Mm-hmm.
all of the information will be there. And it's not just come and listen to me talk.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing in experts from all over the country who have various experiences in this space. And if you can grab one or two things from Hicks and one thing from Basi and one thing from Tyler Ralph and one thing from Fedlam, and put it all together, it's going to help you in your grassroots journey. I don't want people to finish their journey and start asking questions that we're going to answer at this deal. And you know, I've been in that seat that those student athletes are sitting in. I played high school basketball. I had the opportunity to play college basketball and to get a free education and to graduate debt free and to play at the Division I level. And I wasn't super talented at all. When I graduated, I laugh about this with some of my friends. When I graduated from high school, I was 5'10" and a half, 125 pounds. So the kids who are playing now, and I'm assuming that's going to be at this place, are a lot more talented and physically gifted than I am. But again, I'm going to share some of the insight and some of the things that I did to help promote myself as a player and to put myself in position to play at the next level. So the information is there, and the people that have the information will be there. And I think it's going to be a great experience and a great opportunity for student athletes, parents, and coaches. And I'm excited for people to come out and get this information.
I've put the the website and all that up there. I'm gonna put it up there again. Give them people verbally the information, Robert.
So Grassroots Hoop Summit 2023 is Sunday, February 26th at Hilton, Houston, Post Oak, and it's a grassroots platform to help student athletes, parents, and coaches navigate the grassroots process. We'll have guest speakers, Q&A sessions, panel discussions from industry experts, and it's just a great opportunity to come out and learn and get the information that you need to help your student athlete, or for your student athlete to help himself or help he or herself navigate the process. You can go to our website. It's grassrootssummit.com to register. We have a special today. The price is $129
It
for the
goes up.
grassroots. Absolutely, absolutely. Think about this. Think about this.
Come on, come on.
for 100. Listen, if I was in that space and I'm a parent or student athlete, I would pay $125, $129 to sit and ask Paul Biancardi 3 questions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To ask Eric Boston 3 questions, to ask Damian Wilkins 3 questions. If I'm in the NIL space, to ask Jordan Rogers 3 questions, I would pay that to
Because
get the
but they
information
don't
that I need.
understand the value. That's why I want you to get they got to understand the value of that.
It's
You
invaluable to have all of these
okay.
people and to have
Okay.
all of these people in one place at one time where you can hear them. I'll be moderating. I'll be asking a lot of questions that I think people need to know, and then we'll take questions from the audience with each one of those segments. But when you talk about NIL, player development, grassroots program, scouting, recruiting, what a college coach is looking for, I mean, if you think about that,
No college coach? Is a college coach going to be there? A
no
former
college
college
coaches.
coach? No former college coach.
I have a former college coach, but he's not on the panel. But he gonna be in the crowd. I may throw two or three questions
I got you.
his way his
Okay.
as well. But to be able to ask the questions that you need, like one of the questions I get asked all the time is like when their guys get left off of national rankings, some guys get mad and they'll say something crazy about guys on social media, but really you need to know what they're looking for. So if I'm a program director and I don't have a guy on the national rankings or the city rankings or the regional rankings, I need to know, Jim Hicks, what are you looking for? Paul Biancardi, what are you looking for? What are you evaluating so that I can prepare my players? You know what I'm saying? So instead of being mad at them for leaving them off the list, find out what they're looking for and make sure that your players are performing or operating in a manner that makes them appear to be recruitable at the local level, regional level, or at the national level. So, all of those questions, people call me all the time. Hey, have you been up to Overtime Elite? Yeah, I go there all the time. I think it's a big time program. I think they're doing great things. But the general manager is going to be here. So if you think your kid is at that level to play at overtime, you should be there to ask Damian Wilkins questions. So I think that's important, and I think that we're providing a platform for people to get the information they need. That's going to help them move forward in their grassroots process.
I had a couple of tweets over it. I'm trying to look for them. I had a couple of tweets over the last time, and I'm trying to make sure because I want to give them the right information. One tweet was about Quentin Grimes being one of a burger boy, being a burger guy, and he still don't get the love that he's supposed to get from home. Somebody tweeted that. And then somebody asked a question the other day. They said Houston's number one problem. Houston's number one problem. No one ever has a solution. They just talk about what's wrong and who and what is the problem. They never have a solution. And
I responded to that tweet.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I responded to it.
Can you talk about what you said?
I said say less, and I put the Grassroots Hoop Summit graphic there. So
okay. See what I didn't know that. So that played right in. Come on.
I think that that tweet was valid. But again, when solutions are provided, you got you know what I'm saying, you got to show up. You got to be receptive and have your ears open for solutions, because this has never been done before, and I think that is something that's game changing in the grassroots space. Think about this. There are millions of kids all across the country, all fighting for the same thing, trying to become an elite high school player, trying to get a scholarship. And in hell, it ain't enough scholarships for everybody. And most of the people are operating without the information they need.
And I saw a kid cussing Paul Biancardi out.
Listen, again, it goes back.
You see that on Twitter?
Yeah, I didn't see.
Somebody, he ain't this and he ain't that, man. Paul Biancardi. I'm talking about Mikey Williams. I want to tell you, Mikey Williams.
I didn't see that. But again, it goes back to what we talked about, is that like you want the win at your back. You don't want the win on your chest. You want people pushing you forward. So again, how you treat people along the journey ultimately impacts, especially for parents, it ultimately impacts the success and the failure of your kids sometimes. So be good to people. Even if people disagree with you, be good to people. Treat people with respect. Be kind to people. because the same people that that you cuss out or disrespect, at some point we all need somebody to make a call. You know what I'm saying? And some of us need less calls than others, but we all
Right.
need somebody to pick up the phone. And people in that space, player development guys, scouts, recruiting analysts, they human too.
Mm.
So if
Mm.
you can't cuss Jim, and I've known Hicks for over a decade. We don't always agree.
Me and him
We
never
don't
agree.
always,
I'll
we don't
cuss his
always
ass
agree.
out, but I ain't
Yeah,
got no kids.
you ain't got no kid.
I ain't got no
But
kids. Y'all got kids. Y'all can't do
yeah,
like me.
yeah,
But keep
yeah,
going.
because ultimately, and again, I'm not saying he don't do anything to hurt anybody, but I'm
No.
saying if you cuss him out, he human, right?
Yeah.
Then you need him to make a call for you. He ain't gonna make it,
Right.
and I don't know if he should. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so I think people got to consider that. Like, there are only a few guys across the country that move the needle, and some of them guys are gonna be at this thing.
Mm. Mm.
So you got to be
Mm.
mindful of how you treat people and how you communicate with people and how you interact with people, and know that everybody is not going to view your son as a prospect the way you view them, and that's okay. That's okay. And I'm gonna share some stories of my conversations with Eric Bossi and Paul Biancardi when they didn't rank my guys as high as I thought they should be ranked.
So what you gonna mess with them people for?
Because again, it's
And them ain't your cheering. But they a
yeah,
lot kids than you. But I know. Keep going.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I just think that you just have to be careful how you treat people.
I got
I
you. I
think
got
that's
you.
important
I got
because across the country there are only maybe 10 guys in that scouting space that move the needle. You know what I'm saying? When they call a coach, it don't mean they can get your son a scholarship,
you. Right.
but they can help get you in a conversation. And that's all you're looking for is opportunity. At that point, it's on your kid to perform when they get there.
Right.
But you cussing dudes out and
Yeah.
mistreating people and talking to people in any kind of
Man.
way,
Man.
they not trying to help you. And you need help because there's a million kids fighting for 3,000 scholarships a year. And now with the transfer portal, and the coaches that are looking to stay old, high
Mhm.
school athletes don't even have the same value to college coaches as they had 2 years ago.
Wow. Absolutely.
So you need help.
Absolutely. Rossi, I had one of the experience. You know how you just keep living and you keep learning? That's why I'm always learning. I'm always learning. I'm always reading. Rossi, I just went to LA to see my grandson. That's all I plan on doing. I did not know Sierra Canyon uh, was going to play 2 games while I was out there. So I went out there first day. They played against this team, beat the hell out of them. Ashton Hardaway, I went to see Penny's son.
Mm-hmm.
And Bronny didn't
Good
play that
player.
night. They beat the hell out of somebody. So the next night, they said, Robert, you got to come to this game. I said, okay, I'm in town. See, I said, look, when my grandson go to sleep, I'm out.
I'm coming. Yep.
So I went to this event. Nobody told me nothing about the players. Nobody. I just sit up there and just watch the game. So the game get to going. Bronny played this night. The game get to going. And the game get to going 2 or 3 times down the court. I went to my phone to find the roster of this team. Because they had 2 dudes that I just said, oh my goodness. I come to see Brian and Ashton.
Mm-hmm.
And they
That's good
had
players
2
too.
dudes was going right at them. They was going back and back. I said, who
Mm-hmm.
is these dudes? And then I heard over the intercom, they said, Mercy Miller, something Miller. I said, that's Masterpiece, son. They're
Peace,
going to
son.
you.
Yeah.
The school in Notre Dame. I didn't know. You got to realize, I ain't never seen them play.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sit there, you just enjoy. I ain't had nobody in my ear telling me, man, this. But I knew they were the best players because I got an eye for this stuff. They went up and down the court. I think it froze up on me 2 or 3 times.
Because they were the
Rossi,
best. Because they were the best.
Rossi, it was unbelievable, Rossi. And the guys named Caleb Foster, I'm knowing these guys, and Dusty Stromer.
Mm-hmm.
One going to Duke, one going to Gonzaga. And I said, yes. Hey, man, I've been going to these high schools games in Houston, right? Hey, y'all, Houston, I ain't seen nobody play like them folks. But Wesley Yates is the only one I put in them. with them folks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just nothing against nobody else's kid.
It's a different level though
I'm
when you start
watching
getting out there
this.
on the national level.
Yes.
It's a different level
So
for
what
sure.
Ross is saying, you need some help. Thank you, Jimmy, for giving us updates. Rossi, they're giving us updates about the trades. I don't know if you're watching looking at the
I
thing.
can't see. I can't see the feed.
Gary Payton going back. It's a little red button. No, don't mess with it. I don't want you messing with your phone. Gary Payton, a son going back to the Warriors. And then they was talking about somebody. James Wiseman, they finally got. I knew they weren't gonna give him a quarter out there. I love him to death, but
where's he going?
Detroit. He's going to Detroit. What else happened? Gary Trent. That's a good one. Gary Trent going to the Lakers. Oh, I love it. He going to the Lakers. Can you imagine how the hell Rob Pelinka pulled that out? I'm back cool with Rob Pelinka now. And then I think Mo Bamba going out there. I think Mo Bamba, he got whooped by a little bit of guard. Ain't nobody want him no more. I knew they were gonna get rid of him. But Rossi, man, thank you so much, man. I mean, if it's anything else that you want, man, I'm excited now. And hold up, Rossi, let me look at that date, Rossi. Hold up, let me look at that date. Because I got other obligations now, with
man, ain't nothing more important going on in this space than that day.
Yeah.
Sunday, February 26th.
But for me, I got to call the game, TSU basketball game. But y'all need this. Robert Adams, cool. I ain't trying to be none of that. But everybody in this community, don't follow me. Where I be going? Let me get that date again. I just want to know where I'll be that weekend, man. You see how you do me? You see how you do me?
Sunday, February 26th. This the most important thing going on in the country that weekend.
Boy, I might be back. Boy. Oh, Jackson State. We're going to play Jackson State. And we're going to be playing Jackson State that weekend. Golly, I won't be able to make it back. But that's all right. Guess what? I'll be there in spirit. It's on a Sunday after church, right?
It's on the Sunday.
See, we play on Saturday, then we rest on Sunday, and then we play on Monday.
Okay.
I forgive you. That's the swag, dude. I'll be working.
I forgive you.
Y'all can tune in and watch me if you want. Y'all can tune in and listen to me if you want to. But man, I'm so proud of you, man.
I appreciate it.
That's a unique thing. And you know what? Because we got a few more weeks. Next week, I'm going to talk about it and some more on the show. And just I'm going to get, when you're not on the show, I'm going to talk to, the Boom Boom Room. Sometime I have to give them a State of the Union. And I might give them a State of the Union next week when I get back about, this awesome opportunity that they have. Because some of them don't understand how valuable this stuff is. We got a guy on the show. We got the Wing Guru. Okay, it's a wing place over in 3rd Ward, right? Called the Wing Guru. He's a supporter of this show. What? They told me it's gonna be 1 billion wings sold, the odds makers, during the Super Bowl. Why can't he get a piece of them billion? He's just like you, a black businessman. We got a guy that sell wine. I don't know if your wife like wine. Solomon and Brian, a guy on this show. They got their own wine.
Ooh,
why can't we sell them out? Why can't we sell? We got the power to sell them. This place, we got the power to sell your place on the 26th out. We got the power to do it. We just got to make a conscious effort. And what you said earlier, we got to be intentional. Think about it. You got everybody from the Chop Shop ought to be on there. Because Jimmy there.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody on this Chop Shop and watch us every day and getting this valuable information. And Jimmy there ain't nowhere. Kelton Solomon, he got a wine. He said you know him, Rossi. Kelton Solomon. You know.
I need to try that. I didn't know that. What's the name of the wing place?
It's SolomonBryant.com. Solomon, I'll send you the thing. Solomon Bryant. Solomon then Bryant with a T.com. Your wife gonna fall in love with it. I'm just everybody going crazy over the wine, and I'm glad I mentioned it because when I see Simeon Sim just ordered 2 bottles yesterday. See, when I see young men like you, let me tell y'all something. There's no way with Jimmy Hicks being on this feed. I mean, at that event, that we shouldn't. The Chop Shop pack that thing out. I'm just telling you. I'm talking to the Boom Boom Room. Tell a friend, tell another friend. And we're going to talk about this next week. It's Sunday after church. It's going to be Sunday, right? After church. Perfect time. Perfect time. Right? So it shouldn't be. Nobody. I don't want to hear no excuse. But I ain't got no. Yeah, okay. 120. And you get your tickets early so they don't bust you up on the head. Then when you get to the door. Well, Rosie, I saw the Chop Shop. No. That's why we talking to y'all now, so y'all get y'all tickets early. But thank you, Ross. Solomon Bryant. I'm
on the website right now. I love his logo too.
Man, he bad man. A bad man.
Yeah,
all my people, everybody who done drunk the wine, talking about, oh my goodness. They got a new one. It's hard. But 50 bottles gonna be sold, right? Called a strawberry chocolate. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. Called white strawberry chocolate.
I see
Ain't gonna be 50 of them bottles sold. Yeah, that's it. He said, so it's unbelievable, man. But this is what we doing in our community. Look what you did. You come back and built this. These guys got a wine. This guy got a wing a place. Man,
what's the wing place? What's the wing place?
It's called the Wing Guru. The Wing Guru. Young guy, Rossi, they got a flavor called Triple J's. I was at TSU and they let me try one, and then they ate the whole thing. I mean, I don't even really eat wings that much, but that's what
I love wings.
You go, hey, Rossi, you go fall in love. Remember now, Rossi, Triple J's. You got to try the Triple J's. The Triple J sauce. It's called the Triple J sauce. Yeah. So, but man, hey man, give me your. I'm gonna let you close the show. I'm gonna let you let them slide down Dino back and double and yabba dabba do this thing. But I just want you to be. I'm overjoyed to be put in a position to be able to talk about a young man who going to do things. You just constantly move the needle, and you constantly inspire young people to dream, and our young people to just do things outside of just. Yeah, I used to play. But guess what? I can do more than play. The day is yours. This minute is yours.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on the show. Love the Chop Shop. Love to support you guys. Wing Guru, I'm gonna come fool with you next week. And,
I got you. See that?
And then I'm gonna try that wine as well. But Sunday, February 26th, Grassroots Hoop Summit, first of its kind event, grassroots platform. We got people from all over the country flying in to make sure that your student athlete, coaches, program directors have the information that you need. And we're gonna do a segment on academics too. A good friend of mine, Kim Kerrville, will be there. Donovan Williams' mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like she'll be one of the people that's speaking on academics. I left off, and I don't want to forget her. But it's and we got about 5 or 6 more people that we're going to announce for that segment that Hicks and Damian Wilkins is on, called the State of Grassroots. But it's an exciting event. It's going to be impactful. It's going to be a tremendous blessing to you if you're in the grassroots space. If you're a coach and you need to learn more about coaching and how to build a program, or program director, or if you're a student athlete, you need to learn more about player development or the NIL space, which is driving the college recruiting process now. But it's all there. I look forward to seeing people there. It's going to be a big time event with a lot of information that's going to help push you forward in the grassroots space. So appreciate the opportunity to come on a Chop Shop and talk about it.
Thank you, man. But look at B. Scott talking about this need to be a 3-day summit. Let's get the 1-day summit out the way first. Because y'all lazy ass ain't going to be there, B. Scott. I mean, let's fill the 1-day summit up first. You're just so damn greedy.
B. Scott going to be there. I know B. Scott going to be there. I know she's always supportive. So.
Okay.
B. Scott, I got a discount code for you.
See there? Okay. See, I like that. See, y'all being on this Chop Shop, see what happened. So Robert will there be any hotel discount for out-of-towners?
Yes. So
we got a guy from Chicago gonna fly down just for it. He on this show every day, and he gonna fly down just because it.
He coming down for the. Yep. Yeah. So the host hotel is Hilton Houston Post Oak, which is where the event is held, and the discount code, the discount for the hotel, I think, is 130 for people who are coming here for that event.
Make sure you get it to me, and I'll get it to him.
Okay. Yeah. That's a great rate.
Okay.
It's a big time hotel. So looking forward to seeing the whole city and the surrounding areas. Grassroots Hoop Summit, February 26th, Hilton Houston Post Oak.
We out of here. We're going to slide down Zeno's back and double yabba dabba do this thing. And we'll see you. Man, Ross said, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Boy, look, we got somebody flying in to see your thing. Just by on this show talking. Unfreaking believable. That's why
Thanks,
I love Chop Shop.
Thanks, Hicks. Appreciate the opportunity to come on the show.
We out, baby. I'll see y'all later. All right. Bye. I hit the button. Whatever it's going to take us off, it'll take us off. I think it's coming now. Hold up. All right.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live.